Blog Talk Radio.
Hey, what's going on, y'all? This is Beach Street Sports Talk Radio. I'm your host, Lee, a.k.a. the Hoops Guru, and as always, got my partner in crime, Mr. MKA. What's going on, Ed? It's a beautiful Monday.
Chilling, dog. What's the deal, son?
I'm good, man. How much snow y'all get up there, bro?
Not that much, man. It was a little dusting. I think we got less than 3 inches. We good.
Oh, okay. I know cats sound like I know they're getting a little bit of cabin fever up there, man. But you know what? We know spring is coming because March Madness is around the corner. So that's always a good time of year, man. You know.
Right.
And don't forget, man. Make sure you go to Yahoo and fill out your brackets at the Beach Street Sports Blast group, so we can have the battle for world supremacy. You know, that's always a good thing. And if anybody wants to add to anything we're talking about today, give us a call at 347-945-6921. Now, Abe, have you looked at the brackets yet? Or are you familiar with the way things are set out?
Really? How many years have you known me? What we've been doing for real?
Hey, you know, I know we ain't in high school, skipping school to watch the tournament and everything, but
disrespectful.
We got to ask the question.
Listen, I know, I really don't, but anyway, like I said, I know the bracket formats. I'm not really caught abreast with all the 4 number 1 seeds. I know who the 2s and 3s are, and I haven't really filled my bracket out yet. I know the game's until Thursday, so I got time. But yes, I'm very aware of the situation, sir. Thank you.
Okay, man. You know, everybody don't know you, man. So just answer the question. We don't need a backstory, but looking at the way the regions are set up right now, I'm looking at Wichita State, man.
Everybody keeps saying that they gonna get knocked out second round. Everybody got them going home to I've been hearing people been saying Connecticut. No, not Connecticut. But I know people been saying they're gonna get knocked out second round. But I think it's Kentucky.
The way it's set up, they win their first game. They would play Kentucky in the second round. You know, if they beat them, they would play probably St. Louis probably Louisville, more than likely. So you would go from playing Kentucky to Louisville to possibly playing Duke. But my thing is, I'm pretty sure they're going to beat Kentucky. I just don't think Kentucky's that solid of a team right now. I think, Wichita State was, they made it to the Final Four last year. They have pretty much the same team intact. They're extremely confident. I just think they'll beat Kentucky. I just think Kentucky's too young and too raw. And Kentucky's lost a lot of games this year anyway. That's why they're a damn 8 seed. I don't see them winning that game. But it's like, dude, after that, Louisville.
But people are just saying, just from opponent's standpoint, that's going to be one of because they haven't really been challenged from what I've been hearing. Wichita State pretty much for the most of all. I think they play like 3 teams in the top 50. So people are saying that when they get a hold of that Kentucky team, and yes, the team is young and things of that nature, but just the skill level and athleticism in that team, and also the fact that Kentucky has been playing well the past 3 games and how they battle Florida and things of that nature, they're saying that the way they're playing now with passing the ball and not, being a team full of Carmelo Anthony's, that they could knock off Wichita State.
They have the talent. It's possible. I think they do have the talent, but put it this way, I wouldn't be surprised no one should be surprised the number 1 seed goes far enough, but I think they'll go far enough to play Louisville. I don't think they'll beat Louisville. But if they did, then guess what? You'd probably play Duke or Michigan after that. So it's still crazy for them.
Duke,
man.
Duke is not, to me, I don't think Duke is great this year, so man.
Nah, but
I think they got a better shot at beating Duke than Duke Kentucky.
Yeah, Duke lost a good amount of games, but for a team like a Coach K team is pretty much always coaching. If they're hitting their threes, then Duke's a problem. So that's why it'd be interesting. They're definitely going to – I think Kentucky just to be more athletic and run against them, that may be a problem for them. Yeah, so I'm kind of contradicting myself and thinking about it. I do think Kentucky might be a a harder matchup now that I think about it more, because I think you could probably stay at home better with Duke as opposed to, running with them young thoroughbreds that want to just get up and down the court.
Draft picks.
So, what do you call them, the Kentucky draft picks?
Kentucky draft picks. Or a.k.a. blue chips.
What bracket do you like? What number one seed you think has the clearest path to making it to the championship game out of Florida, Arizona, Wichita State, and Virginia?
Honestly, I haven't looked at all the brackets, but I will just tell you, just off of the teams alone, I don't know. Maybe this is just me, but from all the other years that I looked at the tournament, I think this is the weakest set of number one seeds I've seen in my life. That's just me. I don't know if anybody else feels that way, but I think there's some weak number one seeds, me personally. I don't think there's all those outside of Florida, because even Florida, they the number one overall seed. They got like a small dude. They must have they UNLV or something. They got like a small dude that's like their big man. I think he's under 6'10". So it's like they can really get got for teams. They got some bulk on the inside. So I mean, typically, it's always a surprise when number one seeds get knocked off. I don't think there's gonna be no surprise this year. I don't think there's gonna be no surprise when the number one seeds get knocked, because I don't think those teams are really that strong. This is a real weak year for number one seeds. But I'm gonna say Florida, because they're the number one overall seed. I'm gonna pick them without really looking at the bracket, just because out of the other teams. I mean, Virginia. I mean, really. I mean, I know the thing you just said about one of the other teams. I mean, in any type of postseason tournament, you're not dropping all those threes.
But you know what, Virginia, when you win the regular season ACC and the ACC tournament, that's nothing. That's nothing to sneer at, man. To me, that shows you're definitely a top tier team, something to be reckoned with. To do both in one season, that's pretty commendable. Unless we're saying the ACC is down. So Virginia, I see being in Florida. It's like I feel like the brackets at first, but now that I'm looking at them in greater detail, I might have to make some tweaks, bro, because it's like,
you better. You might get that $1 billion. Sure.
Because it's like, Florida, Pittsburgh's no joke. I don't know much about Colorado, but Pittsburgh can play. They lost some games, but they lost a lot of tight games. VCU, Shaka Smart always has his boys scrappy, 40 minutes to hell type playing ball. So more than likely, if they get to the Sweet 16, they would meet VCU. That would be all you see. I haven't watched much UCLA. So UCLA will probably play VCU, but I don't trust them West Coast teams, man. So
that's not a surprise.
Hey, haters gonna hate, but
as long as you know.
So hey, man, I am what I am, man. So in that regard, like Florida's path isn't as clear as I initially thought when I filled out my bracket. But I got some time to make some changes, so I'm gonna have to do some little analytics to see if I can find some science behind any of my picks. Because man, I'm an NBA junkie. I watch some college ball, but I don't watch enough to really know the style of play of what gets these teams going. So I would love to to hear from somebody who has some deeper college knowledge, or maybe some systematic approach they have to filling out these brackets. Because some of these games, like Stanford versus New Mexico, who are you taking in that game?
Well, here's the thing. This is the first time Stanford's been in the tournament in a minute. This is the second year that what's his name is New Mexico is being in the tournament. Plus, I gotta do some more research on them, because all you in New Mexico they have a 7'5" center.
On New Mexico?
Yeah, took a 7'5", man.
I gotta see that, man. What's the averaging this year?
Yeah, I don't know. That's what I just seen some when they had their the tournament game for the automatic bid. Yeah, dude 7'5", and when you look at him on TV, he looks all a bit a 7'5". So and I think they won like 26-9 or something. So they got more than respectable records. So I gotta look more into that, because I don't know. I mean, 7'5". That's the problem. When you have bums like the jokers who like back in the day, like George Murray-John, I mean, you still got to respect somebody that big in the basket. So,
I mean,
they're 7 to 10.
I mean,
so
they're
actually favored to win the game.
Yeah, because they lost to UNLV, Boise State, San Diego State. I mean, that's those aren't bad losses. They lost to Kansas at Kansas. Massachusetts is ranked pretty well. So they don't have any, they haven't really they're not nothing to joke. I mean, they beat Marquette, they beat Cincinnati. They're not a joke. I could see they beat Wyoming at Wyoming. So, but still, like, I haven't seen them, so it's hard for me to really get a judge of a team. But that's the beauty of the tournament because so many guys, come out of the woodworks and get that national attention. It can change everything. Now,
True.
looking at their roster online, they don't have anybody listed as 7'5". They have this guy, Obja Ajit, a freshman at 7'1", and then they have a junior, Alex Kirk, at 7 feet. So number 11, I assume that's the guy you're talking about. Maybe they calmed his height down or something like that. I remember you skinny as that.
I know. I lived on SportsCenter, and they were doing hot of the game, and the announcer said that he was 7'5". And like I said, you look on TV, he's obviously the tallest cat on the court, but he was a monster right there.
7'5", though, man. Somebody boosting their stats or the school trying to calm it down. But
hey, man, trying to tell you, man.
Hey, how do you feel about the play-in games? Because we grew up normally with the field of 64. Now they have the play-in games where there's 2 16-seed play-ins, 1 11 play-in, and 1 12 play.
I will say this: anything that's going to help get more teams in because the committee can't make up their mind, I think then that's the beauty of a tournament is the fact that cats go ahead and, it's all decided on the court. So if there's certain teams that they can't decide, like, look, we got these X amount of teams, we don't know who deserves to be in there, we'll just have a playing game. I'm fine with that, opposed to teams getting left out or more teams getting left out and then them just not having a chance to do anything. So I'm totally fine with the playing game, but I know for bracket purists, it's a problem.
Well, to me, I like the playing games for like the 11 seed or the 12 seed. I don't like the playing games for the lower seeds for teams that may have won their conference tournament and got the at-large bid. I think you shouldn't have to play a playing game. Let them, because for a 16 seed getting blown out by like Duke or Florida State or Kentucky or something, that's going to be the highlight of your year, especially if you play a close half on. That's so. To have to do a playing game and play against another non-name or non-recognized team is not good, even though they say, well, you're getting all the attention. No, listen, no one's going to watch the playing games on Tuesday and Wednesday. They're just not, No.
Just say you're not going to watch it.
I mean, you know what? I'd like to see the returns because I didn't watch them last year. I'm not to me, the tournament doesn't start until Thursday.
And I understand that, but what I'm saying is the people who are like really, truly crazy, like I'll give for example, the people who are really, really, really big into March Madness will watch the playing games even though they don't know the team that well, just because of the fact it's the tournament. This is similar to back in the day when the NFL draft used to be like mad rounds. And yours truly will watch every round and every pick. And everybody will be like, why are you doing that? I only care about the first 3 rounds. Okay, that's you. You got some people who like the tournament like you, and you got people who love the tournament, who want to watch every game possible that they can watch. I know cats at my job that told me that they take off for the tournament. Now, I like the tournament. I don't like the tournament that much. If I'm going to take off, it's going to be because new Madden came out. That's where my loyalties lie. So you got to say everybody has different levels of where they at for this whole tournament thing.
But you know what? Like I said, for the I don't mind the play-in games for the 11th and 12th seed like they have. For the 16th seed, I don't think it's cool. But this did catch my eye. Iowa versus Tennessee. I am gonna tune into that game to see how that one goes. Teams are too evenly matched. They both. I guess they are in the tournament. Is playing in the playing game considered being in the tournament? I don't know, but that's a perfect example of teams that are real close. Okay.
Yeah.
But that's a perfect example of teams that are real close and need their. I mean, both of their records are similar. I believe Tennessee went 21-12. Iowa went 20-12. You know, so that game right there is going to be real interesting to see, because the crazy part is those teams to me are talented enough to actually steal a first round game as well. So that's why I'm going to see which one of those gets in. So this tournament is going to be very, very interesting, man. So, like right now, Florida, I have picked as the top team to kind of, you know, make it to the championship game and win it. But I'm going to have to take a second look because, like, I've been looking at a lot of experts, and none of them have a number one seed in the chip. Wow. I mean, do they have any number one seed in the Final Four?
I believe, which is crazy to me, I think I've been seeing Arizona. I think Arizona's been the one I've been seeing that we've been having in, you know, the Elite Eight, Final Four. But the rest of them squads, like I told you, man, I think this is the weakest 4 seeds I've seen in my life, yo. I'm sorry.
I'm looking at Villanova.
I don't know.
Villanova, to me, they don't have a hard road. I mean,
yeah, but Villanova's been terribly inconsistent. People have them going home second round too.
Nah, second round would be against Connecticut. They're not gonna lose to Connecticut, man.
People, hey, look at they Villanova has some unexplainable losses. That's why people are feeling that way. They think that's upset special right there. I'm just letting you know. Just letting you know what the people feel though.
Yeah, I understand, but to me, I'm looking at them. Like North Carolina, Connecticut, those are the only two teams that really stopping you to get into the Final Four. I mean, but Elite Eight, I guess. That ain't bad.
First round knockout in your conference tournament, man.
That's what you say. Is that what you call it? Is that the MKA special for the day?
No, I'm just saying I'm saying that's why people are saying that about Villanova, because you know they went home first round in the conference tournament. Like, they've been inconsistent, dog. I hear what you're saying, but you know, gold, brother.
That just gives the coach more opportunity to crack that whip on them before the tournament starts. They're gonna be extra focused now.
Well, I hear you saying that, but I know their coach, he made some what I would call unbelievable comparisons to the McDermott and Creighton. But we'll say that for another show, because he's talking about this dude like he should be like top 3 pick or something. But you know. Hey,
you know what though? We'll talk about. We're gonna have another time again. We're gonna have a lot more college football to talk about as it progresses, man. Make sure you fill out your brackets though, man, so we get that thing going, because you definitely got to get it filled out before
Thursday.
Tomorrow. But no, Thursday, I guess. You don't have to worry about the playing games, I don't think, the way the brackets are set up. But let's talk football, because there's a few things that have been going on. Your boys signed Wheaton. That's Brandon Wheaton, right? That's his first name?
Yep, Brandon Wheaton.
To a 2-year deal.
2 years, and I've never seen a contract like this for a quarterback. 2 years, $1.23 million.
So, what does that mean?
Quarterback, as a backup, is going to get paid less than $1 million. I've never seen that before.
Maybe he wanted to play for the Cowboys real bad.
Well, no, the thing is that the Cowboys are financially strapped. That's the reason why they let Ware and everybody else and their mama go, because, you know, the Cowboy fans trying to figure out what's going on, when really it's very simple. It's not so much Romo, but the fact that, you know, Mr. Dez Bryant's contract is coming up, so Jerry is clearing that cap space because he already knows that you know, Dez is going to want that loot. So that means other cats got to go.
Yeah, but, I mean, how do you feel is Wheaton being the number 2?
Well, Wheaton won't be number 2. He'll be the third quarterback.
Oh, yeah, that's right, because you guys still have, is it Kyle Orton, right?
Yeah, still got that bum. So he's still on the squad. So one of two things are going to happen. Either they're going to keep Whedon as a developmental quarterback, which is ridiculous because when he came into the draft, he was 28 because he tried to play baseball like so many other people like Henson did before him and make that mistake. Well, so I would understand that move. But basically, making a long story short, he's younger than Orton. He has some experience, and plus he's cheaper. So this might be a move where they might free up some more money to get rid of Kyle Orton and then have Whedon as the backup, or it might be a security measure because of the fact that, Tony is still recovering from the back injury, and just in case Orton needs a start, you have a backup for him. So there's three different ways to look at it.
I mean, because to me it doesn't make any sense to sign this guy. Because to me, why sign the Cowboys to be the third string guy? You could have probably gotten signed to be a backup where you were for more money. Unless there were some guarantees that were made that he would be the primary backup, I'm thinking. Because it's not like
right.
Kyle Orton is that much better. So, I get what you're saying. If they're clearing cap space, I wouldn't be surprised to see if they let Orton go. The Giants signed Rogers Camardi. So I'm happy, man. A name I know. Somebody that
so you got to be a name you know to be legitimate?
You said, is it legitimate?
No, it got to be a name you know for you to acknowledge that they are doing something?
Nah, I mean, just put it this way. That at least somebody wants to cover the signing. You know what I'm saying?
Well, I will put it like this. They did a good job with their with the secondary. They signed I really don't understand DRC because Denver actually offered him the money that they offered not to live, but whatever the boy name, Talib. But he said no, and then he signed a deal with y'all, which was for less money, and and less guaranteed money than what Denver offered him. But I mean, whatever, it works out for y'all. So y'all have him, and then you also got the guy Walter Thurman. Y'all signed him to a 1-year deal for like under $4 million. From Seattle. So those are two nice corners to go along with the Prince. They got to be getting punched in his own locker room.
Right.
So that's three nice little cornerbacks. Because I believe the dude who y'all had in your roster that had the knee injuries, I believe that you didn't sign him back. And I don't know what y'all going to do with Corey Webster. So that does give y'all some more flexibility and things like that. And you still got to make some decisions.
Webster might get let go, man.
Oh, word? Okay, well, if he does, then, all right, well, then that leaves the two you got there. Like I said, Prince, that's 3. I forget the safety y'all have. The safety you have is the best safety in the division. And then the other safety, I think his name is Wilson, he's coming back. So, that helps out the secondary. Now the whole thing comes down to JPP on the line. Kiwanuka is going to get moved from linebacker to his real position, defensive end, since Tucker's gone. And then you also signed Beeson, the guy who got traded for during the year from Carolina, to be the middle linebacker. So, they need to get some more pieces on that defense tackle, outside linebackers, and get some more younger bodies. And, of course, get Eli some help on the line. And you also got the running back from the Raiders, Rashard Jennings. He's a nice, durable back, so he'll help out in the meantime too. Y'all figure out what y'all going to do with that young boy y'all got with the neck injury. So they making moves. It's just that, you just thinking that just because they ain't all up in the news, flashing dollars, they ain't doing nothing.
I don't know, man. The moves kind of coincided with New Yorkers was talking about, hey, what's going on with the Giants? Next thing you know, you see Jennings signing in Cromartie and, this kid Dimps from Kansas City. So maybe they were waiting, I don't know, but it's good to see them involved now because the NFC East, to me, is a division that's up for grabs. I know the Eagles are the front runners, but they don't have it hands down by any stretch of the imagination. Maybe they're a little bit strong with the acquisitions they made in a year under Chip Kelly's system, but the Giants should be thinking they should have a chance to contend. Things I want to talk with you about. One is your man Ware, he left the Cowboys for the Broncos. How bad does this affect the Cowboys defensively? Because their defense was already shady anyway.
I mean, how bad can it hurt them when you already had the worst defense in the league anyway?
Hey, it can still get worse, right?
No, when you already finished last, you can't go no worse than last.
Well, it's like running a race, right? It's like, you're being last, and then you're being last, and you got lapped. You know what I'm saying? So, there's different degrees
they got lapped a couple times last year. But no, I'm going to put it like this. Right now, I don't know what to say is going to be the case with their D, because basically what Jerry's trying to do is trying to do, be competitive and still build at the same time. But with Ware being gone, that's just a sign that, okay, the defense officially now belongs to Sean Lee. And then you got to rebuild the lineup because they also lost. I mean, Spencer wasn't there anyway because he, was hurt during the year. But I know he wanted to go see the Rams and he wanted to go see y'all today. So basically, they need to replenish the defensive line and they need to get some people in the back end in the secondary and also for the corners. On offense, they feel as if, of course, they always feel this way. They feel that they're good. So, I mean, it's going to be all about the defense for Jerry for the most part in the draft, getting some younger bodies because this is the easiest way he can get players with him not having any money. So they're going to be real big in the draft. I didn't expect him to be a big player in free agency.
If the NFC shaped up today as a signing, how would you rank them from first to last?
Well, I'd say Cowboys last because they haven't done anything. These are lost players. Then I would say in the third spot, I know the Redskins, they re-signed, what's his face? What's the guy's name? Hall. They re-signed Hall. And they got Porter. Oh. Right now, I'm going to say Redskins third. I'm going to give y'all second for now because y'all got filling in some depth and some spots you need. And then I got to say the Eagles. And the reason why I say them is because they re-signed their own players. They solidified their left tackle, their center. They got Darren Sproles, he's going to be a terror back there with D-Jack and Shady. So I'm going to say the Eagles did the best so far in the free agency. Now we got to see what goes down with the draft.
But you know what's crazy to me? Like people are talking about Mike Vick going somewhere else. The Eagles should want to keep him, man, because remember Nick Foles got broke up a lot last year too. And
he only had the one game. That's when he got dumped on his head. We had the concussion against the Cowboys.
I thought he got knocked out. Was injured twice last year. And that was Vic. That was Vic who got hurt twice last year. Same thing with the hamstring. He had a hamstring originally, then he came back and he got the hamstring again. And after that, Nick just took the job. Vic started the season. Nick Foles came in.
Mm-hmm.
Then Vic came in again, right? Did Vic come in because Nick Foles got hurt? Then Vic got hurt again. Then Nick Foles came in and finished the season.
Yeah.
Okay. Because I know they went back and forth like both.
Yeah, but when it comes to your boy Vic is 34. He can't run the offense, and also he's a person that can't stay healthy. So right now, I'm thinking what's going to happen is they're going to go with Matt Barkley as a backup. Chip may mess around and draft a quarterback, or he may, bring one in through, off the street or somebody who used to be in the program back in college. And Vic is definitely gone. Like, I will be shocked. I mean, you can never say never, but it's highly doubtful that Vic will be back. And I know the latest reports are saying that he could possibly go to the now they're saying the Raiders. Which I can see that because based on the quarterback they have currently, he's better than all the quarterbacks they have. Plus, he's a big name, so they could try to spin some jerseys. And plus, because they don't care about dog killers out there in the Bay Area. They kill each other. They ain't worry about no dogs. So that's not a big deal out there.
One more thing before we get out of here, man. I wanted to talk about this last week. We didn't get a chance to, but what is wrong with NFL players not knowing how to keep their girls' mouths shut and out of the media, man? Like,
well, first off, that's not something they can control.
I mean, you
like, can't control that.
You don't have this. You don't have, man. Listen, you don't have this conversation with your spouse, significant other, about, hey, don't you say anything that can affect my career. Like, you've seen this with Brady. We saw this with Wes Walker. And now we saw it with Sproles. You know, Sproles' wife, of course, I guess she gets on Twitter and just goes off on this disrespectful rant to the organization. And it's like, yeah, it is a business. A team does have the right to tell you one thing when they think about it. Oh, you know what? Maybe we should trade him instead of let him go. This dude's a little more valuable than we thought. There's nothing wrong, and you know you got to know that coming in when you sign up to play professional football. When you know that comes with the territory. But it's like you don't need your spouse burning bridges for you down the road. You know, because you never know, that incident could cost him the opportunity to get into coaching or to get into the broadcast booth or business opportunities or whatever. So it's like you should have those conversations like, hey, do not talk sports, do not talk my career online or make any public statements. And your spouse should know better than to do that. You would think.
Are you done now?
Yeah, I'm done.
All right, that's never going to happen because you can't control. Now, let's say, for example, you control people in your house. You can do that. So what's supposed to happen then when your cousin from the West Coast says something, your sister in the media in Europe says something? That's what I'm saying. They're going to find anybody who's in your family that you're connected to, and you can tell them, but you're really only going to have X amount of control with somebody who is in your. Well, hold on. Now, even when we go to the immediate house, dude, their spouse is the one who's in the professional sports. Their spouse can tell them all they want to about it's a business of that nature and stuff like that. They don't have the resolve and they don't have the ability to shut their mouth like the players do because of the fact that they're looking at the fact that this is happening to my loved one. So they're going to be able to do it to a certain point. But when certain things happen, they let loose. And like you just said with all those examples, it's been proven. So the best thing you can do is just go ahead and just, because you see Sproles and say nothing. Sproles didn't make no official statement about it, whatever. Best thing you can do is let it ride because once they say what they say, you can just go and just talk to them personally, but you don't need to make no public statement.
She would have had to have a retraction. Person, if my lady went out there like that, she would definitely would have had to. First of all, she wouldn't have did it in the first place because she know the deal. But if for some crazy reason she did, there would have been an immediate retraction. You don't talk about what I'm doing to the world. You know, like that. That's just a violation to me, man. That is not part of the union at all. But then again, I don't know. Maybe these some sucker for love dudes that just let their joints fly off the handle, man. But
yes, we all know you just run your house with an iron fist.
Nah, not with an iron fist. I ain't backhanding nobody or nothing, but it's one accord, man. Like you know what I'm saying?
You can say that now. You're not famous now, and it's not always gonna be one accord. You can't control the actions of another person.
Listen, you don't control the actions, but you're in tune, so you don't have to. That's what I'm saying.
And that sounds good, except for when emotions get involved. Then everything, all common sense goes out the window. That's what I'm trying to tell you. I hear what you're saying. You're not hearing what I'm saying. You can have all the conversations you want. When they feel as if that you was catching the beat down in the media and everything is not fair and stuff of that nature, and they vent their frustration, that's what it is. She vented her frustration.
Yeah.
Anybody never paid attention to her tweets before? But they paid attention to it at that time.
You don't get with the one who vents their frustration on the internet. You get the person that vents their frustration talking to you directly before they just start getting on the keyboard or on the cell phone.
She had a problem. She had a problem with organization, so she wanted them to hear it.
Yeah. But the organization don't pay her; they pay him.
They do. And you know what? You know what? It's not a big deal because it all worked out for a situation, and he got a contract extension. So I hear what you're saying, but it didn't do anything. It didn't stop. It didn't do anything.
I mean, she, understand they didn't trade him They ain't trading him Buffalo or nothing. He's good anyway, you know. But I just find it interesting, man. It's like, you know, it's just eventually that's somebody's spouse is gonna say something really, really, really off the handle. You know, and like you said, once you hit sin, they can't come back, and it doesn't hurt the spouse. It only hurts the player. 'Cause shoot, she can always get divorced and get half anyway. So
there you go. Get money.
So, hey, you know, brothers need to have a little better grip on that, man. But hey, man, that's it. We went through, we ran through some things. So that's a good little show. We had a little overtime. But we'll get together Wednesday, maybe have a recap of the playing games and maybe touch on a little NBA and get ready to talk about the upcoming games for the tournament, man. Anything you got to add before we get out of here?
Nah, brother. I'm good.
All right. Well, it was a pleasure, man. Stay cool, brother. Peace.
Yep.